my final four queens.
Are you Team Jewel Sparkle, Team Lexi Love, Team Onya Nurve, or are you Team Sam Star?
I've made my decision. The winner of RuPaul's Drag Race is.
Well, it do take nerve.
It do take nerve. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is X's for Show, your one and only show that's going live right now, right here, and that's what you're watching. Hey, everybody, I'm NICO, NICO-ACTION.
Hey everyone, it's Jonah. You can follow me places at Peak Jonah.
Oh, he's muted.
Again.
I'm TK at TK Accidental.
And I'm Tori at SM Tori with an I.
And that makes me your producer, KEVO. You can find me at KEVO Really. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so you can tell us what you want us to cover in the future. We'll be covering this a little bit more in depth, including our feedback on the Fuller season Monday night. So come back for that for sure. This is just our reaction to the immediate win.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So first of all, this was a great finale. 90 minutes felt like 90 minutes here. This really was like a great finale. I want to start off the bat with the songs. In the background, I got my vote for next year's song. Hey, everybody, check out Excellence. But for me, this was not even across the board on the songs. Onya had it by song for me. I don't think anybody else. I mean, even if Onya hadn't had the baller season Onya had, I don't think anybody could have competed with that song.
I thought Anya's whole package was the best.
Yeah.
I thought the composition of Lexi's song, I felt worked better for me as something exciting, as something that felt kind of finale worthy. Anya's was a really good. It was not bad at all. Like it was a really, really good song. But she sold it. She sold what I thought was a very good song. But like I would have loved to seen her get an amazing song. It just felt a little bit gimmicky, or a little bit like themey. Like it was a bit of a character song, put it that way. But she sold it so well that the performance overall was my favorite. Jules was really funny and fun and like also kind of a theme character song, but in a way that I was like, because it was so chalked up for comedy.
Well, that was even part of it. Like it got gimmicky. So like that was where I was a little bit concerned about the fact that Jules's song had a little bit too much, as Tori pointed out in the DMs, a little too much ding-a-ling going on. Yeah, it was a little too Chuck Berry. I was a little bit nervous about that. Jonah, how did you feel about throwing it girl groupie?
Oh, I really enjoyed everyone's song. I felt pretty great. I have maybe some notes that I would have loved. More hyper-specific songs that felt a little bit closer to what the girls do or what they bring. But I really enjoyed what everybody brought. I thought nobody had a bad performance when it came to individual performances. My personal favorite was Anya's song. Part of that is because Onya has a beautiful voice. Girl knows how to sing. And her singing brings me the utmost of joy. So getting to hear her do that so well and have a great performance, I was like, Onya for the win, for Onya for the top two. Absolutely.
Tori, what you got? Tell me about the girls. Tell me where you're feeling. This was your first live finale, right?
First live finale. I normally watch about an hour and a half behind everyone because I watch through the WoW app. But I was super excited to get to watch this one live. I felt that like, oh, we're all gathered in our own little bars to watch this thing. Like I felt that a little more this time. I liked a lot of these lip syncs. I think a lot of these songs, I think that Jules was it felt old for her. I thought Anya's was sung beautifully and did feel thematic to her. I was very blown away by Lexi's. I really, really enjoyed the energy, the go of it, is she going to fall and die of it. I really, really enjoyed hers for the acrobatics and the roller skating of it all. Yeah. And I thought Sam did a lot of cheer work, and
that was incredible to see her.
It was outrageous, amazing. Was very, very impressed with whoever put that choreo together. If she came in being like, I've learned all of this stuff, now we're gonna do it.
I'm hoping that it was Trinity. Trinity came in and said, "Not my daughter. No, no, no," and just kind of sashayed in her little poodle outfit, just feeling her mama self.
And she
so I was really impressed with all these songs. I think our top 2 was about right. I think we'd always kind of been heading towards this. So what did you think, Kevo?
As far as the music, I don't think there were any songs that I didn't overall like. I don't think there was anything that was too bangerang. There wasn't anything that I was too impressed by, but like NICO pointed out, we were concerned that they would just immediately lean into country and full country for Sam, and there was country to it, but it actually surprised me with what they pulled out instead, and I really thought it was great. I loved Lexi's number, harkening back to her roller skates bit. That's why I included her roller skates bit from the opening, from the premiere, because that was something that made such a great first impression on all of us.
Lexi for Dazzler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I would love that. I think that's great. And everyone in this finale gave such great performances. It felt like it went by so fast. So much about the last few weeks. It felt like a protracted finale. Like this has been such a long walk toward it.
And I want to also talk a little bit about that long walk toward it. Who was like your favorite of the girls in their finale looks? For me, I think I got to give it to Susie Toot. Literally buying back one of the worst things that one of the best girls has ever done. When you do a big thing badly and it's that bad, Susie Toot, one of the most talented girls to ever be on Drag Race, fucking fell down a flight of stairs and landed in Snatch Game with that performance. And I think she's a genius. So the way she ate with that outfit that could literally eat is everything.
Because of her Snatch Game. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I have so many questions. I need to know who made it. I really want to know about the robotics of it.
Robotics?
No, I think
those are just fake arms.
Those are fake arms, and sure.
Yeah.
Her actual arms
no, she had moving ones.
Those are her actual arms. The ones in front of her body are fake, and the ones in the face
are
real.
it
was magic, baby.
So
her hands
I watched
so real though.
I know, they magic, baby.
They look great. They look that great. I watched the she did a little interview. There was like a little interview clip from the carpet, and when you see her with these, you can tell a little bit more that they are her hands because she is gesturing with them.
Wow.
But on the stage, it really did kind of look like they could be robotic.
Yeah, I
and
think
she
they were,
could just be holding still.
Honestly, at first I was like trying to do the math in my head, and I was like, no, you can see her hand, like her hands look so real.
Yeah,
and that's how Susie would hold her hands.
Yeah,
100%.
That,
and like it's
full minivan mom.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this was honestly such a showstopper. Arietti was also really great. Cute reference to the read from Michelle, and I love that they cut to Michelle. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful, like effects makeup.
Truly, she. What are they called? And TK, you just sent us that killer reel from Doctor Who. The sisters.
Cat nuns?
From
Cat nuns.
Serving like absolute Vegas sisters.
She absolutely should go do that cabaret.
Oh my god,
they would love her.
She was here in this finale, and I loved her in it. I wanted to talk about Nymphia's step down look because I think it's one of the best step down looks we've
gorgeous.
had in a long time.
It was really, really
gorgeous.
I love that she made it a day before. Everything about that look.
Wow.
That sparked joy. That sparked creativity. I love how much she brings her culture into things, and every time I see Nymphia in a look, I'm just like, damn, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's the one.
She really brought it.
She's the best. She's amazing. And I did like the format of this episode insofar as it did, and I think they've done this previous seasons, but I noticed it more this season. I like that she got to come out and do her whole segment, go to commercial, and come back and participate. It's always a little bit of in previous seasons, like I go back to my favorite, which is Violet Chachki's step down look. all of those early seasons, the girls come out really and just do a quick talk with Ru, but they're really there just to give up the crown, and you kind of don't get a moment to freeze on them and celebrate, the year that they've had, and just have the camera just be on them, have the moment just be about them, have it be totally isolated, and then connect them to the next generation. So I like that we've kind of done that a little bit more in recent years, just because, it goes so quick, and you don't do anything with being the winner from, you win the crown in the end of your season, and then you show up to give it away at the end of the next season. And in between, you're basically never on any episodes. You don't really do your own show. You might get a WoW Plus thing depending on who you are.
Check me out on Vegas Live Showgirl Work the World Backstage Pretty Bar.
Yeah, you might be doing that, but you're not showing up on the show at all. So to me, I don't know, it's always felt like the more that we can do to give the person that has been spending the year being America's Next Drag Superstar, the better. And yeah, I like Jonah. I really appreciated Nymphia all around.
Yeah.
I want to give it up to a girl who I think absolutely serves style in every fucking way, Crystal. Crystal's movement, Crystal's body. So I'm a Jersey boy and I'm an Asbury boy at that. And so Crystal is my kind of girl. And she's beautiful. She's everything that I think a Miss Congeniality needed to be throughout the season. She had that Bianca vibe where it was a little bit like, I'll help ya, but I hate ya, but I love ya. And like, it was so fun seeing the person that she is evolve on screen, seeing her win Miss seeing her
Miss
win
New
Miss
Jersey won Miss
Congeniality.
Congeniality.
It literally,
like,
yes,
the movie.
Lou, free the bush.
Lou! And
This
with this
is-
dress! Oh, thank you, Tori. Thank you for saying that live.
Absolutely. Crystal
You're
Envy,
welcome.
Jersey #1. Mama, you are always going to be our queen.
I'm so happy for her. We'll get to see her again next year. It's so fun.
I had a list of I would be shocked if they won Miss Congeniality. She was not on that list. But she was not on my I would imagine that they all think she's really nice. I did not like it, but I'd not heard any stories. I hadn't heard anybody be like, my closest friend in this competition is Crystal because she's so nice to me. And apparently, she actually really was, and behind the scenes was really helping the girls out, and clearly was because they all voted for her. The majority of them voted for her. But there were a lot of queens that I was like, because who did we get? We got either 15 or 16. It was somebody. It has to have been 15 because it was Tsunami and who won?
15 was Malaysia.
Yeah, that's the one where I was like, was she nice ever once on the show?
No, right. Well, and she was like starting shit. What you got, Jonah?
That sounds like a
I
very
don't know if she was
split
specifically-
vote.
She was one starting shit, but it was just specifically her narrative wasn't congenial. No, I'll be very fair. Nobody on that season was really congenial.
Yeah, nobody was nice. I mean, and again, there's so much we don't see. It's so believable that that they could just cut somebody's storyline such that they don't seem nice. But I distinctly remember having this moment of being like, was there a single moment caught on camera where she was congenial to anybody? I did not feel that way, but that's fine. With Crystal, I never saw. I didn't have that same thing, but I was like, she was not on my list of I imagine it's got to be Crystal. But it was also not it couldn't be Corey.
Oh my god.
No, Corey Toot. Corey Toot should have won.
I'm Corey Toot, and I'm Miss Congeniality.
Oh my god, yeah, the whole season.
Now she has to go back to hustling on Cameo because she didn't win that money.
Yo, that's got to be sick. She had a setup to be the queen of YouTube, and now she's just back to being the queen of Cameo. Ouch.
But this Crystal getting some flowers when I feel like the show didn't want to give her flowers.
Yeah.
And the fact the other girls recognized that she, is congenial and she won that prize. It's just kind of special. And I think if Crystal can figure out how to really mark herself in a lane, she has the talent to win an All-Stars, or even make it far.
Yeah.
I think she could have a great All-Stars career. She just has to figure out how to translate that beautiful talent she possesses onto a camera. Onto this.
And speaking of beautiful
The show
talent,
format.
and speaking of beautiful talent and show format, I just want to put a spotlight on some of the people in our comments section. We see that we got some votes that other people maybe could have taken the crown. Kevo, who we got in the comments? I see Amanda says it should have been Sam. I thought Sam did a beautiful job all season. It was a shame not to see her wear the crown, but she still got that beautiful cowboy hat.
There's
Right?
a second vote for Sam, but still okay with Onya. Loving that.
Mhm.
Always okay with Onya. Onya, just what a season winner. She had the season package. I feel like even if that wasn't the lip sync for me, Onya had the season package. Gabe says Jules killed that lip sync. Yo,
She did.
Jules literally was a mother. She was all of the Transformers. She was the entire Hasbro line. Everything she took off revealed an entire another character that was also a car. Okay, hold on. Joella was robbed.
Joella was robbed from AA.
Listen,
Oh,
Joella,
AA.
no, hold on, wait. Joella couldn't be in the finale because she was too worried about
Katy Perry.
Yeah, exactly.
She had too much. things
There's
on
a
her
lot
mind.
going on in her
She-
world right
She
now.
predicted too many things, like her
Yeah.
not doing the Snoop Dogg part in Buttons because she knew of where he performed prior at the inauguration. She knew it was going to happen. So, was she, yeah. But is she also a psychic and a premonition and the Slation Diva of LA? Yes.
It's crossing over with Joella now. It's her show.
She's got a lot on her plate.
I loved how we got a different judge or Alyssa talking about how each girl was their favorite, but Katy Perry's came with, and also Joella.
Yeah, of course.
And also Joella. No, I think there were so many people. This top four was one of the first top four where I was really like, I think any one of them can take it.
Any one of them.
Every single one of them had something a little bit different and something a little bit special about them that would have made me happy and smile to see them win and to carry that crown, to carry that legacy. But for my money, for me personally, I am so happy that Onya won. I think Onya truly kind of demolished the season in a way that was so invigorating. She brings this it factor to the stage of she knows how to command a presence, she knows how to light up a room, she knows how to just make people smile, and I think that's what we want in a winner.
And
So I could not have been happier with the results of tonight. But I'm also so proud of everybody else as well because I thought everybody else kind of killed it and I would have been anywhere near as happy.
I want to jump on that because I hear what a lot of people are saying about how Jules won the lip sync. I thought Jules did an incredible job in the lip sync. She had some cool reveals. As somebody who has watched the show for a while and has been to a lot of drag shows, like had been to a lot more drag shows prior to Drag Race than I have been since Drag Race, I am used to feeding off of a queen that doesn't have a crazy lot of tricks but has an insane amount of stage presence and has an it factor. And that being the girl that turns the party and that being the one that you want to go out and see. And I felt like, I loved Anya's other lip sync. What was it to?
The one, her versus Jules?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They're so long ago. Hold on.
Out of my
Right
head. Went down.
Also,
but
This
you're
is what
right.
you're here for, Jonah.
But
I just want to Anya, that's some great chest there, girl.
Yeah, truly, you're giving
I'll
it
give
up.
you
Yeah.
some credit for that.
But
she
but
has
you're right.
always-
Like
Sorry, go for it.
she's a little more she has such presence.
Yeah.
She has so much like drama about her that she doesn't need to pull this whole thing. And I for one am very excited to see that to see a no stunts, no reveals.
Yeah, that's
win
I
again.
was exactly. There's always going to be the next queen that comes with stunts and reveals. And I get that for some people there's a feeling of like that should always be the case. For me, it starts to we're getting into a stratosphere. We're getting into a place of like, you got it, Jonah?
Yes, One Thing by Amare.
Thank you is one thing. Yeah. And it was
no.
so the other thing is One Thing was such a more Anya song. When they said it was Abracadabra, I was like, this is not an Anya song. And so I was even more impressed that she managed to bring her energy to it in a way that really got me. But like, so when it comes to the stunts and everything, we are getting to a point where that becomes a financial factor, and that becomes a connection factor, and that literally at a certain point becomes like an OSHA factor, a budget factor for the entire show. Can we even permit this? We can't be doing pyrotechnics. I don't think we can have a saw.
I don't know. I think a gal can set some flash paper dress on fire and kill it.
We'll see,
did that
but
on Drag Race Thailand.
We are definitely
runway.
going to hit a ceiling. And so when a girl can feel to me like the winner of the season with absolutely nothing, might have liked to have seen just a clothing reveal. Sure, I get the criticism there. But when it comes to just like the girl I want to go to the bar and watch turn the party, that still for me was Onya over Jules. Which is point number one. Point number two is we vacillate on this every episode, every season, all the time, because it's still really never made clear, because it's RuPaul's show and she's going to do whatever she wants. The person who wins the lip sync doesn't necessarily win the episode, the challenge, the show, the season. It is your last chance to impress her.
I'm pretty sure they're pretty clear about that it's based on the whole season. Like they've said that on All Stars, they've said it on Global.
But it's something we talk about all the time when it comes to like, especially when it comes to elimination lip syncs. Like we will say like that girl clearly won the lip sync and then the other girl went home. But then, the thing we talk about is like, well, the track record of the girl who stayed was better. So even though that girl maybe you feel like lost the lip sync, she was in fact the best girl. And sometimes the girl who you're like, but she had such a good track record and I thought she won the lip sync, that girl ends up being the girl who goes home. So it's, for me, we are in that completely nebulous, it's RuPaul's show zone, which I only bring up because I know a lot of people are going to come with the Jules won the lip sync thing. And whether or not that's the case, RuPaul decided that it was Onya's crown.
I want to pass it to Bafa, Brent, Andrew for a second. They based the winner by track record, so why do a final lip sync then? Like, actually, then if that actually is the case, where we're going by the final, by the
it's
track
not
record.
though. We've had plenty of no's.
Well, but so
last
that's
season we literally
it's so complicated.
Yeah,
I think one of the things that I am reacting to is that it's mostly just how many stunts Jules did in comparisons to Anya's very dry, very straightforward performance. She really had absolutely no reveals. She let her hair get wild, but it was very much just a sincere dance. And that is, an amazing creative choice. But it's to me that it felt unbalanced watching Jules drop the mask and then the umbrella and then the gloves and the boots. And it felt uneven, but it's at the end of the day, it is what we're saying, that it's about the whole game. It's not that the lip sync is completely irrelevant, but it is not the full deciding factor. There are plenty of times where the lip sync has been the deciding factor in the other direction, where we felt someone's game overall was great, but someone pulled it out in the lip sync with a stunt or a flip and they got to stay. And we've been like, that's not great because the game was good, but because you didn't do a great lip sync, you're going home. So this is the finale version of that.
And this is a show that's produced. They do not have people selected
100%.
Second their cast, but as they are crafting the season, they are also crafting a narrative. They're doing storytelling. There are actual story producers on Drag Race. What they do. I think they were thinking about the story of the season overall. What does that look like? What does that mean? The last lip sync, for the most part, is a formality. We do it because it's fun. We like seeing these people perform. But the last lip sync usually doesn't have any determination on the actual winner. Because if they want someone to go far, they're gonna let them go far.
No, I really think Cameron could have pulled that one out.
As I said, track record doesn't always mean everything. I'm much more of somebody, at least for my money, when I think of winners, I think of who's carrying the brand, the legacy, the crown. I want them to be a star performer, and I want them to look at that crown and say, what can I do with this? Let's keep going. And, one of the things I loved about this episode was highlighting what Nymphia got to do. She got to perform at the Paris Olympics. She got to meet the former president of Taiwan. Like, that's insane. That's incredible. The absolutely mind-blowing things that Nymphia was able to do. I'm so excited to see what Onya gets to do with that. you know, I hope, I feel bad that I hope Onya doesn't feel like, you know, people automatically assume because she did the best she had to win. No, that's not the truth. Sometimes you have someone like, you know, we look back to season 11 or season 14 between Willow and Evie, and they both only had one win each. Sometimes the people who have the most wins don't win the season, and that's okay. As long as the story of the season, I feel, is compelling. I don't think we've ever had a bad winner.
I mean, we've had a few bad faith winners, but that's a different conversation.
Those are, we found out about stuff after the fact, not during while we were watching.
Yes, asterisk, asterisk, Thunderbolt asterisk.
I feel like one of the things that I'm walking away from this season with, though, is a real weird understanding of the fact that, like, this is so terrible to say, but, like, I probably didn't really care who won, because, like, as my friend made the joke, and I'm riffing on it a bit, so I just want to say, hey, Casey, thanks for the joke. But, you know, Lexi winning right now, I feel like Lexi's therapist would have had to adjust her medication a little bit. If she won right now, Fame would not have been healthy for her recovery. And so I want to see Lexi keep being the beautiful star she is. But, you know, I feel like no matter who won, we all won this season. And, like, that maybe is a victim of creating a really compelling argument for everybody to win, because then there was no possible upset. I kind of wanted a fucking upset. Like, not that I didn't want Onya to win. I want Onya to have her crown. But, like, it was 4 people who I felt like had between 24 and 26% chance of winning. So, like, I kind of went into this like, yes, one of them will leave with the crown. And I kind of would have loved it if I was like, but can you imagine if that horrible blight of a human won? Like, that would have been kind of exciting. But there were no horrible blights. And so, like, I kind of wonder if in trying to craft a queen for everybody and trying to craft a winner for everybody, you get things like, and Xavier, I just want to be like, your opinion is totally valid. This season was I had a really good time with it, but it doesn't mean that, like, you are wrong by any means. And I also want to put Kimris, I agree.
Yeah, Kimris, we all agree.
I miss the theater.
Losing the theater, this was such a step down. It was like taking a Broadway show and putting it at a theme park.
Well,
like,
and this is the 3rd year in a row we've done it this way, and I imagine it's a mix of COVID and budget cuts, which is annoying because the show's...
Is the Orpheum Theater still open? That's where they usually do it. Is it actually still open?
That I don't know, but they've done it other places. They did it at the theater at the Ace Hotel. They've done it a few places.
Yeah.
They also have the Flamingo stage.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. They can absolutely do it in Vegas. The thing I keep waiting for is actually, and we'll save this for Sunday, so we have more to talk about. But I would like them to do an actual live finale. Like an award show. You know, nobody watches the MTV. Nobody watches the VMAs anymore. So MTV has the budget for good live.
Viacom has the budget.
Or they don't have the budget because nobody watches the VMAs
Well,
anymore.
nobody watches the VMAs, but people would watch RuPaul's Drag Race live finale for the Gods for the Crown.
I agree. The finale should be live at this point. There's no reason it shouldn't be.
Because the thing is, I want to see the reaction, but we're going to talk about that more on
part of it is...
Oh, yeah.
They like getting people's real reactions, but I think they also specifically like letting them have that room for them to film it separately.
I know they do.
They like putting them in front of a camera,
or having Candy look defeated in a really great outfit by Jeffrey Mack.
They also reshoot things a billion times. So I get it, but like I said, I'm gonna rant more about that on Sunday.
Monday. Can I just quickly say the only thing I regret, especially looking at this finale, are 2 things. 1, no girl group challenge this season. And 2, and it kind of goes into the first point, the fact that they did not let Lexi Love perform more, because gosh, she is such a great and talented performer that I am surprised they did not want to see her perform more. I would have loved to see her perform.
Mama's a hot ass slut on skates.
Let her do her tricks.
She has incredible stage presence. I mean, there was a real feeling seeing her do her number of like, oh, I forgot, because she had to do so much other stuff that wasn't in her wheelhouse. Bummer, but also like, what a great send off to have this be her final kind of note.
Yeah, if you love this kind
Oh,
the
fuck.
roller
Oh,
shady
fuck.
stuff, her hello 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 is really great. Her audition tape is full of a lot of it, and she
Oh,
goes
nice.
into a lot of the stuff too. I know I think I've said it a couple times now, but I do highly recommend the Hello 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 series on the WoW Presents Plus YouTube channel with Kyron interviewing everyone at UK DragCon. It is fantastic. They show a lot of their audition tapes. You kind of get a feel for like what about their tape showcased what they were going to bring. It's really, really lovely.
Speaking of really lovely, I'm kind of just to kind of step up the conversation for a minute. This could be turned into a pinnacle moment for all of the drag universe, because we now actually have an international couple of weeks off from English-speaking Drag Race, and a number of the internationals are in a hiatus. This could have been a really great moment to do something like in tribute to the Vivienne, who has been on the American edition. We're not just talking about paying tribute to every girl who deserves it, by the way, but we're not just talking about going crazy and saying, you know, let's talk about every drag queen on the planet. We're saying these are the girls who have been on. The fact that there was nothing for the Vivienne, who was in an All-Stars in the US, was kind of weird for me, because we could be turning this into an ultimate pinnacle moment where multiple winners come out. We could do awards. We could do and best drag show. We could actually turn this into the Draggies. Not just because Ru loves taking an industry and making it hers, but because like this really did feel like a diorama of a finale in some ways.
It felt like they were looking for stuff to do.
Yeah, you know, I think TK, it was you who in the group chat said, I miss seeing my C-list celebrities.
Yes. Yeah.
I miss seeing all the judges.
Yeah.
I miss seeing old contestants. Like, I look out for some old contestants and I didn't see them.
Bring back that 5 thing where they were on the bus.
Waving at Camille Grammer. Yeah, of course. Yes, we need
and
that.
Aubrey O'Day. Yes, please.
Yeah, I really miss all that stuff. I really miss the reunion. You know, even when it's not a separate episode, when it's just catching up in the finale. I do really miss the C-list celebrities in the audience. I miss, you know, just having the big audience. I find myself really appreciating the tightness of the production and seeing exactly the vision that they're going for. You know, giving each of the girls a moment, having a quick check-in. We do, you know, it's some kind of tribute or something, or, you know, Jinx Monsoon comes out and sings the song, whatever it is. And then, you know, we do the final lip sync and we're out by 9:30. It's great. I don't know, man. We've done this so many different ways over the years. This does feel closer to me to like a season 3 than it does to a season 10 finale.
Yes, there is something a little bit that feels like the show doesn't have a budget about this finale. And I don't know how many of you understand the reference of Liza sitting in a chair is actually a reference to a classic Liza pose. It's a classic Liza photo. It's a classic Liza trope she does in her one-woman shows like Liza at 54. That is a moment. That's an image. And putting her in that probably took a really strong team, not because she's heavy, but because they really wanted that to look exactly like it's supposed to look. Like Fosse staged it, and like the angles on it, the control on it. Liza being there was like supposed to be like a celebratory moment, but it kind of felt like Kristen Chenoweth showing up at Redwood. And so like I didn't really get the moment. And so I did feel like the other thing that was a mistake and a miss, and I don't know if anybody else thinks this, but like Susie Toot should have been allowed to go down the stage and just Liza at Liza.
Well, what's so funny is they just kept cutting to Susie.
Going, oh my god, yeah!
Like the only person for whom this is relevant. The oldest soul in the building besides RuPaul and Michelle Visage. It's just cut to Ru, cut to Michelle, cut to Susie Toot. back and forth, back and forth, back and
Rue
forth.
doesn't have a soul anymore after she made that deal with the devil.
No,
Michelle.
and Raven is slowly eating at the deal as well. Raven wants a little bit on that crossroads action.
We're gonna definitely talk about that more on Monday.
I'm picturing Susie as Jack in the Patti LuPone episode of Will and Grace, where he pulls out the scissors to cut her hair.
Yes.
Like that is Susie seeing Liza up there.
Yeah, it was a very sweet tribute. The thing I love about the tributes and like any of the kind of interludes they do is that I think it exposes the youth to some culture they maybe don't know about. So I like that part. But
yeah,
I like that part a lot. I mean, it was nice to see Liza Minnelli. It felt like she was really there, like really with it. It felt like she was like in control of what she was doing that day. Like I was really impressed with how well Liza came off in this.
Liza.
I also want to say, Andrew, I tend to think that Raven doesn't make a mistake, but I will agree that there are times I've thought I haven't seen this much blackfishing since Fifth Harmony. And I feel...
I want to give her, I don't want to give her credit on this one, but what I want to say is when she has talked about it, what I have, rather than being annoyed about the choice that she has made with her skin tone, what I am now annoyed by is that she is not hearing any of the criticism and not just saying, you know, people have explained this to me and I get where they're coming from. She's doing the very like, but I'm so nice, it couldn't possibly be me that's the problem.
Same. I'm so nice, it can't possibly be me. Same.
And, you know, I don't like that way of going about things.
Speaking of a way of going about things, I want everybody in the chat to sound off. Guys, just say who you think should have won. I want to just know what you're thinking. Keep it nice, keep it loving, keep it friendly. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else, right? So show some love for yourselves first and say the way you love it, all positive.
Send the person you love. Don't worry about anybody else.
Right?
You love someone.
Turn to the person next to you. We're going to do a massage train. What?
Venmo them tips.
Right. Yeah, if you got them tits. And so I want to start off with, honestly, I wanted Crystal in this finale from day one. I'm a Crystal boy. No, I have not since
we're gonna have to think about that.
It's like I'm still listening to Prodigy. So I am big fan of Crystal. Really wanted Crystal in the finale. Know that she wasn't, but got to see her win Miss Congeniality. Honestly, I really did want it to go to Onya, and you can like check back the last, whatever how many episodes. All of us have that vibe really hard. But TBH, Jules had the better lip sync, and as a Cubano, as a Cubano with a lot of family in Hialeah, this was a moment where when she made it to the final two, I literally screamed out, "Please give it to the Latina," and had a moment of personal identity that I projected onto the stage. And when Onya said, "I did this for everybody, every entertainer who looks like me," I felt that in wanting Jules there, which is why there is no begrudging Onya her crown. Because there are a lot of people who look like a lot of people, and every one of them deserves to see themselves as royalty. So I am not here to diminish that light for anybody. But if I could have given it to a second person, if there could have been a tie, right? If this could have been a Monet style crown, I would have also given it to Jules.
I didn't make her season, baby.
In my head and my soul, I knew it was going to Onya, and that filled me with so much joy. In my heart, I'm still a Tudor. I'm a believer that she could have won.
Yeah.
Maybe now. I think Susie will win in All Stars. But I was so unrelentingly, I so much joy, so much passion, so much positivity that Onya was able to, snatch the win.
Snatch it. Get it, girl. I'm so proud of you. TK, how you vibing?
For me, it was always Onya. I loved Susie so much and wanted to see her in the top 4. And then at a certain point, I was okay with not seeing her in the top 4, but still loving her. The order of the season for me was very odd, but this is about where I could. This was a reasonable top 4 to me. Like everybody else, I sort of wanted Crystal in the top 4. She just felt like a top 4 girl. I don't know. She had a vibe of like, you know, of excellence, dare I say. But you know, everybody was super great. But for me, it was Onya. I think there has never been a better time to have a queen who started off the show being unapologetically Black and carried that into every moment of the show, who said that was the energy that she wanted to bring in, who always did, you know, a queen who really embodied this essence of like, of the thing that RuPaul says, which is like, what other people think of me is none of my business. Like, she was so unbothered the whole time by everybody else and what people thought, and by silly catfighty drama things, which made her an excellent referee for fights, but it also made her really confident. She and Susie having so many moments of being like, you know, Ru and Michelle loved it, and that's all that matters. That's what's pushing the show. So you guys all saying that you hate my outfit means absolutely nothing to me. That's model that behavior forever, even though it's not as fun for like, you know, TV drama. It is how everybody should behave as human beings, and look at them together like that. Her with
Nerve
that,
and Toot.
with that
Nerve and
post-
Toot show, please.
I just love it so much. Anyway, yeah, I wanted it to be Onya. It was Onya. I'm feeling great tonight.
Yeah, I'm super happy that it was Onya. You know, I thought Lexi knocked it out of the park in her song. I thought Jules did fantastic in the lip sync. Sam brought it made me deeply concerned for physics in general. I was really happy with how this turned out. I was a little concerned that I was going to watch my personal pick where everyone thinks they're going to win. It doesn't, which I'm still very traumatized from Lavoie. But
Same.
but I'm so happy for Onya. I think she's gonna be a really, really fun, like, power to the people kind of drag, a little rougher, a little more attainable. I think for a little while we've had a lot of winners that are such echelons of their own that it's unattainable. I think Onya is the attainable, like, gold standard, and I think she's going to be an amazing queen, an amazing winning queen for the year.
Yeah, I
KEVO.
think that's a good word. Attainable, approachable. You know, I collected, you know, several screen caps for all the girls for this reaction, and you know, it reminded me how many times Onya was chosen as the host for the challenge that they were doing that week. And we even said at the time that felt like, you know, it was telling of something, that she clearly has an amazing presence. She, you know, not since perhaps Sasha Colby have I really felt that there is a queen where it's like, oh, they really felt like they were driving toward, she was something from the very beginning. And so that was really cool to watch play out. But overall, it's that all of these girls were great. This was a really wonderful season. It would be really wonderful to see all of them, you know, together in some capacity. It'll be wonderful to see some of these girls again in some capacity. We have so many things coming up. We have All Stars 10 coming up this summer, and then we'll have hopefully Global 2 someday. We'll have so many versus the world, so we'll have so many opportunities to see all of these girls again.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And like, I know we've seen the last couple of tours. I know we've seen the Vegas show 3 or 4 times. We've done the meet and greet. We love these girls. We can't wait to keep supporting them. So proud of Onya. What a great year. What great girls. So proud of Crystal. Congratulations to everybody. We absolutely are parasocialists, and we believe we get to say we love you even though we don't really know you, but you guys help us love ourselves a little bit more. So how can we not love you? We're going to talk about the whole season. I kind of want to do a ranking on some of the challenges, some of the episodes, some of the packages. Can't wait to figure out how we're going to do that. Check it out on Monday. We're going to do a season rundown, and you guys are going to all fucking love it. But until then, And Tori, we fucking love you. And we would love to know where we can find you and your fabulousness. If you guys go and check out the episodes of this season, you guys can see Tori serving up drag excellence every fucking minute. Tori, where can we find you?
You can find me enjoying my cozy little robe online at SM Tori. That's Tori with an I.
The robe is glam. Get out.
We're trying.
Well, Jonah, you are not currently in a robe, but you look super cute in Mike's shirt. So where can everybody find you online?
You can find me without a shirt online at Peak Jonah.
It's true.
Oof, woof. It's good. Kevo, you produce this thing. You produce it like a badass mofo. Where can we find you doing it?
Yes, I produced this show, but something else that I produced that I love that we do that we did not cover in this episode, but we will be covering in our coverage on Monday is our Drag Race draft game. So definitely go check out that. We have an amazing Race Fantasy League game that we play at the end of every round of our live coverage right now, and we have been having the best time with that. The draft and episode 1 are both available in our videos along with all of our coverage from this season, so definitely go check that out. And you can see me on the socials at KEVO Really. That's KEVO REALLY.
So from my favorite producer to who is essentially my drag dad, TK, you are everything I want to be online, in person, and so much more. Where can we find you if you want to follow all of your cool thoughts, like who should win and other comic thoughts?
That's TK Accidental. Nico, last but not least.
This
Where
guy.
do I find you? What are you doing? What's going on?
You guys can check me out at NICO Action, NICOACTION. If you guys want to check out some awesome music, you guys can check me out at NICO Action Music, NICOACTION. You guys can check out the background loop. Excellence. It's one of our drag tracks that we did for our Drag Race Girl Groups Challenge. So you guys can check out our original music challenges. We did the whole thing. But we love you guys. It's been so amazing getting to spend this season with you guys. You are so amazing. We have such a great time with you. I agree, Andrew. TK is daddy. And we have such a great time here on this show. Thinking you guys are all so wonderful. And the girls are wonderful. Congratulations again to Onya. Check out all of our coverage leading up to this. You guys can check it out at HTML. That's Husbands Talking More or Less. X is for podcast. X is for show. But 3 good things you guys can do for us when you're doing that. Like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps. 3 things you guys can do for yourselves. Number 1, please stay safe. Number 2, hey, see Steven. First time here, welcome to the party, right? Number 1, please stay safe. It's a crazy world out there, and we want to see you guys at every drag show we're at. Number 2, please be brave, because like these girls, we need you guys to set the example. But number 3, please evolve daily. Who you were yesterday, amazing. Who you are today, phenoms. But who you tomorrow, that's the real dream. We cannot wait to see you guys Monday when we cover the whole season, wrapping it up, and we will see you then.